Ready to go. So Melbourne University, 1877 is our extra starter. So again, no, I didn't start my watch. That's okay.
So who's pacing, Nick?
Sam Spice is one of the paces, but I believe we've got two on. One on 10-minute pace and one on 10:30 pace. So we'll see what happens as we go along. I've missed who the second pacemaker was, but Sam Spice are backing up after his return to the track tonight, helping this group out. As I said, a few really good park runners in here turning to the track, Tim. Good to see some recreational runners take on the track distance.
Yeah, well, Daniel Rees is one of those. He's from the Diamond Creek Runners, the biggest running club in Victoria.
Formerly of Wodonga, if for those at home who are following the efforts of Daniel Rees.
Yep. So if you think Glen Huntly and Essendon are big, Diamond Creek Runners are twice their size.
What are we talking? 800 members, Tim?
No, they're about 500 now.
About 500 members, recreational runners, fantastic.
And you know which club's number 2?
Crosby Crew.
Yeah, we're about 100 behind them, unfortunately.
Wow. Very impressive. So anyway, Sam Spice is doing the job he was asked.
How many Dunedin runners are there, Nick? Do we know?
Oh, there's about 40 tonight around PBs.
Well, that's impressive too.
So 81 seconds of the time there. I remember I used to be impressed by the size of the SAS squad, but the Dunedin runners have certainly taken over here. The Steve athletic squad just, you know, been morphed in recent times by the Dunedin runners.
Quality over quantity?
Oh, I don't know about that. Anyway, Sam Spicer doing the job he was asked. 80 seconds for that first lap. You'll get a hip number for me and tell me who that leader is that's gone with him. Daniel Rees is the one on the track in 4th, with our Melbourne University late entrant there also moving along nicely. And that second pack still on 10:30 tempo.
Bob McHugh, I think, is our man. So he's leading it at the moment. Gone with the pacer beautifully. And then Lee Sherman in that next position. Good to see a couple of the Glen Huntly runners again, Peter Russian and Charlie Sutherland. Regulars now at Milers Club as well. I reckon Spice is doing a pretty good job out there, Nick.
His pace is beautiful. Alex Hanna's the Melbourne Uni athlete that we didn't have on our start list, with Daniel Rees in 2nd and 3rd. 2:47 at 800 metres, so you'll give us a 1K, Tim, when they go through.
So they're on about 10:25 pace at the moment. Now, Carsten Mercer's got a best of 10:30, and Bob McHugh actually has got a 10:11. So we're a little bit behind pace for what McHugh can do, and he's the one who's currently with Spicer. So it's Spicer, McHugh, and our number 10 ring in.
What was the 1K, Tim?
It was just under 3:30, so just under 10:30 pace. Probably about 10:25 pace at the moment.
So McHugh's got to do a bit of work to get back under his sort of goal pace, but Alex Hanna, I imagine, is quite happy where he is at the moment. And that group behind, including Daniel Rees, who said he's going to run 11:30 tonight, I think he's in much better shape than that at the moment.
Yeah, well, the next kilometre's going to tell. They've got to just keep that momentum going and then hopefully have that little kick. That's the way to do it. A good 3K, as we saw from Harry Summers earlier in the night. And a lot of the good races have been the ones where they have just hit that 1K to go and kick down beautifully.
Yeah, you're right. And I look sort of looking back in the field here. Lee Sherman's the one that's sitting right on that second pacemaker. I think it's I think it might be, if I'm correct, Ueda, who ran really well in the A race earlier tonight. And if we saw what Nick Earl did in the last race, I think Frank Ueda there is going to take Lee Sherman through right on a PB, who's came in with an 11-minute seed time, but I reckon he's on track for about that 10:30, 10:40.
Yeah, that could be Eric. I don't recognise him in the fluoro colours, but we'll check him out as he comes down. So we've got Spicer still leading. McHugh's just sticking with him beautifully, and the gap is starting to narrow, and it is Eric Ueda. Melbourne University runner, great pacemaker, always smiling. And he's got one of his Melbourne Uni teammates right with him there.
Yeah, Sherman's the one that's right on his heels and on track for a big PB if he keeps that tempo up.
Exactly right. And the good thing is that deep into the race, and there's less than 100 metres separating the whole field. Often in these last heats we can get quite a spread, but Gary Zakala bringing up the rear, and he is still running a beautiful race there and within the same straight.
So those two Melbourne University athletes have now joined each other now. So that's Sherman and Alex Hanna. It looks like the young Maccabi athlete there, I think, in Jared Zakowski, who's with them. Yep. So McHugh's the first on the course proper, and our two pacemakers are going to join each other shortly. So that gap is certainly narrowed. Sherman looks terrific. I think Sherman might be my tip here with still a...
He's got long levers, Nick.
He does. He's got very long levers. He's got some long socks on, which is always important at this time of night when they're a bit cold. But Alex Hanna's sitting behind him, getting a pull through. Zakowski next. I think we might have lost one of our other starters. I think it's Mersch in there. Then the Glenn Huntley athlete, obviously Russian and also Sutherland. And then Imbriano, and also back to... Oh, I've missed the last one on the track at the moment. Oh, to be Gary Zukala. How can I miss Gary there in the old Scotch colours?
Jared Zagovsky of Maccabi, he's the runner I think he's one of the younger runners in this race. He's got a best of 10:30, and he's beautifully positioned there at the tail end of those two Melbourne Uni. So just watch him, Nick, as we go through into the latter stages now. We've got 3 laps to go.
So as we come past me, it's going to be the 2K mark. We said to look at this second K, and they're going to beautifully move through here in 7 minutes. In 56, in fact, 6:56. Apologies there, Frank. I know you looked at your watch. I'd thrown you a little bit. 6:56.
So all the front guys are on sub 10:30 pace, all of them.
That's impressive, because there's a couple in there who certainly don't come in with that sort of form.
Yeah, but what we need is that last closing kilometre. They've got to stay strong on this lap and then kick it home to see what they've got left.
As I said, Lee Sherman's the one with an 11-minute seed time coming in. Going to be well inside that, and I think you're right. I think the one you called, Jared Zakowski, the young athlete from Maccabi there, looks very dangerous. I think these guys, if they want to have a heat win, are going to want to burn him off soon because he's going to move quickly in the last lap. And also Carsten Mersch now moved along really, really well.
Right.
Hasn't been in the mix for much, has done a lot of running solo, and he's latched onto those Melbourne University athletes similarly.
The pacemakers, Nick, are doing a great job. They're encouraging the guys, telling them there's only 2 to go, and what they've got to do now, Sam's making a bit of a break. The guys have to go. Eric's got to pull them up to Sam now. Just keep dragging them out. Into that back straight. Nick, call them through.
They've just having a look at their watches here. A couple of them really hurting to get on that pace. I reckon we can really kick this down, guys. McHugh looks really good. Bit of a race home now. The Melbourne Uni guys are going okay. Merch is still in there. Sherman just dropped to the back when I gave him a wrap with a lap or so ago. Zakowski's still
wrong,
good.
Nick. So the pacemaker's doing an awesome job. It is our Smokey, the ring in, has come in to, he's leading it, the race proper. McHugh just dropping back a little bit. Zakowski's still in there. So Sherman is dropping off the pack.
Yeah, don't ask me to predict any 3K races anymore, Tim. I'm not really on it.
Mersch is the big mover. Eric's in there just still pushing the boys along. He's going to try and get McHugh back onto him again. So great work from our pacers encouraging them.
Merch and Zakowski still looking there with a threat. So here it is. Last race of the evening, 300 metres to go.
And what an exciting finish.
Alex Hanna at the front, and Zakowski goes bang. The junior from Maccabi. Sam Spicer has just pulled him along beautifully. Merch, though, going with him. 200 metres to go, 9:40. It's going to be a big PB. Let's go, son, Jared Zakowski. Sam Spicer's cheering him home. But tell you what, Carsten Merch is not going to let him go. These two came in with 10:38s. each PBs, and Carsten Murch goes past him now. Zukowski, 100 to go behind him, back to Alex Hanna. But out in front, it's going to be a winner of the last heat of the night. Carsten Murch, he's going to go inside 10:30 by a long, long way, Tim.
Just ticking on 10:10 now, so Murch, what a great run. Zukowski, he's going to be a happy boy. Maybe went a bit early, just like Nick Wall, but that's okay. Alex Sherman comes through next.
No, that was Alex. That was Alex Hanna, Tim. That was Alex Hanna, the Melbourne Uni boy, in third.
Excellent. Bob McHugh's coming through now. We're going to get him right on the 10:30. 29. Raw, I think he might have just got it there. Great pacing. So Spicer and Ueda, hats off to them.
Sherman's going to run a 20-second personal best based on seed time.
Didn't win it though.
Ibriano's right on seed time.
Great running, Dino.
Our two Glenn Huntley athletes.
Yeah, Russians in first, and then we've got Sutherland, so great supporters of these events, the two boys from Glen
Sutherland,
Huntley.
18 seconds inside his seed time.
Oh, just missed the 11-minute mark, though. And Gary Zakala, he's coming through, and he'll be under 11:10.
Yeah, well done.